Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jason Cappuccino, Sashes&Scripts, and in this episode, we are going to be talking about, is there a new owner of the Miss Universe pageant? We are now live, so welcome everyone who is joining in our live stream. We are doing a simultaneous recording on our YouTube channel for this episode, and at the same time, we are doing a live stream here on our Instagram channel. So the reason why we're doing this is because your the poll actually told me that there is an interest to do a live stream, but at the same time there's also interest in watching the episode of the discussion on a recorded platform. So we're doing a double duty kumbaga when it comes to the topic for today, and we are going to be discussing about, is there a new owner of the Miss Universe pageant? What's going on? How come there is so much confusion, there is so much drama that's happening with regards to this pageant? I don't remember a time where we had so much drama like this when I was covering Miss Universe in about like 10 years ago in Doral, Miami, or in Miss Universe in Thailand in 2018. So we are going to try to make sense of all of this chaos and all of this mess. So first things first, this pageant has become more of a battleground between the owners and the hosting committee, and that is something that I think is quite prevalent in terms of the social media postings that I've been having, whether it's on Instagram or it's on Facebook. The posts that is dedicated towards the owners and the drama surrounding the staging of the pageant between Raul Rocha and Nawat Itsaragrisil takes more engagement, more reach, more overall traction as compared to specific posts highlighting the candidates. So it's become clear to us that all of this, shenanigans has created a shift on where our focus is in terms of the pageant. So instead of doing, I was planning actually to do a video episode on my top picks for the past 10 days of the Miss Universe pageant. No, it's not 10 days, more or less around a week, the first week of the Miss Universe pageant, for the standouts when it comes to the ladies. And with so much traction on what's actually going on between the people behind the scenes, I think that there is more of a audience that is more likely to engage on that content. So that is the reason why we are doing this first before we create a list of the standout candidates for Miss Universe this year. Now, you're probably asking, what happened? I mean, what's going on? Why is it that suddenly all of our attention is diverted into the feud between, or rather the battle between the business tycoons who owns the Miss Universe pageant, as well as the local Thai organization that is handling the production. So we have to understand first the profile of these two different personalities. Where are they coming from? So that we can understand moving forward into the conversation what are probably their motivations why they are doing all of this stuff. Now, first and foremost, we have to understand that allegedly the Miss Universe pageant is a 50-50 split between Kun An and Raul Rocha of Legacy Holdings. However, when they merged to create JKN Legacy to manage the Miss Universe pageant, there were several news outlets, or there were several reports that the split is closer to 49-51 in favor of Kun An, while there are also reports that is coming out now in Thai media saying that around 58% is actually owned by Kun An. So whichever is the real number, we have to understand that it is a split between those two entities. Now, with Kun An being forcibly, removed by the Thai SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, from her post at JKN Holdings, now she has to vacate the position of being the president of the pageant. And now we have a triple personality engaged in the running of the pageant, because before Kun An was removed from her post as president, they appointed Nawat Itsaragrisil, who will be hosting, who is rather hosting the pageant and producing the pageant, as an executive director for Asia and Africa, if I'm not mistaken, or within Asia alone. Whichever is the case, she is now a part of the organization. Now, the thing here is it gets confusing. Too many cooks can spoil the broth, and that's what's happening now. Because Raul wants to protect the brand, and because probably the motivation for Nawat is to produce a very spectacular show, there is like a friction or a push and pull between the two personalities. It means that Raul wants to make sure that the brand at the end of the pageant is protected, while Nawat wants to have a really good show, and that is where in the previous live stream I mentioned that that is where the first kind of clash started. Miss Universe, organization under Raul wants, a 1080p resolution for the broadcast of the finals because Telemundo's technology and their equipments can only go up to that level. While Nawat's company that produces the Miss Universe pageant can go up until 4K, which is a much higher resolution, which needs much more investment on equipment for the Mexican side, the Telemundo side, if they want to go toe-to-toe with the 4K resolution. So that was for me the first start, the start rather, or the first area of contention, the first area that created a little bit of friction. So how is that now moving forward to what's going on? What led to the breakdown of the relationship? I've said this multiple times in multiple posts on social media, even on our live stream last weekend, or last week, sorry, that there is a breakdown in communications. And this has now further made it into this situation where people are now talking about, is there a new owner for the Miss Universe pageant? What's going on? Because there are rumors floating around, insider rumors among people in the know, that this is the scenario. There are people who are either in position to take over the entirety of the pageant or to lead the entire organization itself. So what led to this scenario? So let's isa-isahin natin. Let's break it down one after the other. First is that we noticed, and it was posted in several Latin pages, that the Miss Universe logo in the Legacy Holdings headquarters in Mexico City was removed. So it immediately prompted the question of why. What could have been the reason that they removed the logo when it is known that the headquarters where most of the Miss Universe memorabilia are located in. Then there was also the unfortunate, or rather mistimed resignation or retirement of Osmel Sosa from the Miss Universe organization under Raul Rocha. So this kind of prompted people to start questioning what's going on the Mexican side of the organization. Is there a reason why the Miss Universe logo is removed? Why has Osmel retired from the organization? Is there a story behind all of this that the public is not privy to or not informed? So that is the area where people now are speculating why all of this are happening. Then it also coincided with the news in the Thai media outlets where MGI Limited pulled out their investments in JKN Legacy Holdings, stating that in the first 9 months of their partnership, they were able to earn around 135 million baht, which means that despite the feud, or despite the messy things that's going on in behind the scenes, they were still able to make money, which again goes against the rumors that Nawat is having, stress because of the very low ticket sales of the Miss Universe pageant. So Now, there are so many conflicting reports that they are essentially negating each other. But one thing's for sure, when the Thai Securities and Exchange Commission steps in and got wind of the alleged, okay, I'm saying alleged because it's not proven, the alleged sale of the remaining shares of the Miss Universe pageant to Raul Rocha, suddenly the creditors of JKN Holdings were, were at a panic, or were concerned that all of this is not disclosed in a public manner where they are informed of any dealings that could make their investment um, uh, sink lower, or that could make their investment essentially evaporate. So these are the things that kind of started the ball rolling when it comes to what's going on doon sa behind the scenes, what's going on that prompted all of these investigation, all of these, filings in the Thai Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, it was also reported in Thai media that the Thai SEC is asking now Raul Rocha to appear before them to explain what's going on November 20th, which is a day before the Miss Universe pageant, which happens on the 21st of November at the morning, so that it's telecast at the evening of the 20th in North America, in Mexico, US, and Canada. So that's where we are at now. Because of the November 20 deadline, suddenly people are asking, will there be a possibility that the sale, the alleged sale of the remaining shares of JKN was able to proceed? And it was reported again in Thai media that the Singapore headquarters, or rather Singapore base of JKN Holdings, were able to sell the shares, the remaining shares, the 58% shares to Raul Rocha. So that is where things got suddenly a little bit more complicated than it is. Then there came in reports, insider reports, that it actually is that a Thai business owner was able to purchase the entirety of the pageant, or the 58% controlling percent shares, the controlling shares of the Miss Universe pageant. So now there is now a balance, not balance, but a seesaw swing of who controls the pageant, and that is where our insiders, and this is also recently have been reported just today by some Thai media pageant pages, that former Miss Universe in 1988, Porntip Nakhirunkanok, or more popularly known as Bui Simon, is the one who is in the forefront of the list of names who were able to acquire the Miss Universe pageant. So now it's becoming more and more, there are more names and players that is being revealed when it comes to what's going on. Now, again, this is unconfirmed. This is still yet to be verified and confirmed before we actually believe that this is actually what's going on. However, there are also other names, unnamed businesswomen and businessmen who allegedly bought, or allegedly were among the people who had the intention to buy the Miss Universe pageant from JKN Legacy. So we are, making sure that we keep our nose on the ground, our eyes on the ground, and our ears on the ground to see where and how this thing develops. Because I'm staying in the hopes that it is Bui Simon, a former Miss Universe, who was able to give herself a name in not just in the Americas but also in Asia. I am hoping that she's the one who is able to purchase the Miss Universe brand away from the feuding Nawat and Raul Rocha. And the reason for that is because I am in the firm belief that as a former Miss Universe, she is able to deliver a better management for the Miss Universe brand, having been a queen herself under the Miss Universe, under the Miss Universe management. So she probably knows how it is for the winner, what are the things that the winner would need, how the organization is run from the inside, and more importantly, she probably would want to salvage the brand, the name of the brand, after all of this infighting between Raul Rocha and Nawat Itsaragrisil. Now, I am saying here is that I am hopeful, I am hoping rather, that it was Bui Simon who is able to, you know, purchase or get the Miss Universe brand, because I think it is in desperate need of saving. Um, we all know that over the past several weeks, all of our attention is at the Miss Universe pageant. However, we are paying attention to the Miss Universe pageant for the wrong reasons. We are looking at it from the perspective that, okay, what's the next scandal or what's the next issue that they're going to be releasing in social media. It has become a battleground of Raul versus Nawat, and we are tired of that. We want a pageant that is professionally run, that is very organized and well planned, so that we can enjoy the pageant. That is something that we think Bui Simon will be able to manage, knowing that she also runs a charity organization. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Angel's Wings, that provides charity, that has a charity arm. So it makes, it makes sense to have something like that partnered with the Miss Universe organization, so that there is relevance on social responsibility project for the winner. I believe that if that happens, if it happens that we have a Miss Universe winner heading the organization, we probably are able to get a better managed pageant, as well as a better managed reign, that instead of only travels, we will probably see the Miss Universe winner being more socially active, because it was mentioned earlier in the social media of, I believe, Mario Bucaro, that he wants to define the new Miss Universe winner as someone who is more of a diplomat, someone who is able to bring people together, someone who is able to bring people in such a manner that they are socially aware, that they are able to, communicate, to dialogue, especially in a very polarizing geopolitical situation all over the world nowadays. So it makes sense that if a Miss Universe winner is hands-on and handles the Miss Universe pageant in such a manner that is professionally run, that is professionally organized, then we would probably have a better experience with the Miss Universe brand altogether. That suddenly, our experience of the Miss Universe pageant is more of a positive note, rather than we are, awaiting on social media on what's the next drama or what's the next issue that's gonna pop up. So I do hope that, all of this buzz surrounding a new owner, it would be for the betterment of the brand, because it's such a waste for a institution like Miss Universe to be wasted away, simply because we have people running the pageant, having fights in between, and this is something that we hope, moving forward, the Miss Universe pageant or the Miss Universe brand is able to escape from, because from the moment that Kun An and Paula Sugar had like clashes, down to the clashes between Raul Rocha and of course Nawat Itsaragrisil, it has become very detrimental to the image of the brand, and we're hoping that in the future the brand will be able to go beyond and thrive beyond all of these issues that has been plaguing it for the JKN legacy era of the pageant. So I do hope that everyone is able to be calm when it comes to this news. That we are hoping that moving forward it will be a better era for the Miss Universe brand. And even if this this rumor of a new owner is not true, we're hoping that the people behind the scenes, the people who run the organization, the people who run the Miss Universe pageant will be able to get their act together and work together, so that they are able to give us the kind of pageant that we all enjoy in the past. We wanted, a very well organized pageant. In as much as both Nawat and Raul are flawed individuals, that they are, they come with certain baggages. We also believe that there are good points on each. While Raul wants to protect the brand, Nawat wants to have a spectacular show. If they are able to agree on how to move forward together and achieve all of those personal goals that they have for the pageant, then I think this edition should have been the best edition that the pageant could have. We understand that the failures of the Miss Universe during the Mexico hosting is something that we all need to learn from, and we're hoping that the owners and the organizers of the pageant would not make the mistakes of the previous owners, where they do not listen to the what the brand needs and what the pageant fans require. So I do hope that ultimately everything will fall into place. So that's it for this live stream episode on Instagram and for this recorded episode on YouTube. And I do hope that everyone would just stay chill and just wait for more updates, because the last thing that we want to do is to join into the noise and not contribute something that is going to be helpful for the pageant community. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us in this episode, and I do hope that moving forward we are able to have more of these kind of conversation where it is more about spreading knowledge, spreading more information rather than adding into the noise. Okay, so thank you very much and hope to see you again soon. Bye, everyone.